Hey guys, it's Elizabeth. Welcome back to my channel. An interesting phenomena in manifestation that I was thinking about is how long it feels it takes to get something, to manifest something when your life is in a rut, when things are horrible, you're distressed, and there's an urgency. And then there are other times when things happen so easily. And what's the difference? I don't know that I have an answer for you today, but I have two different examples that I thought I'd share to put some context around this. So I talk about my divorce a lot on this channel because it was such a hard time. It was difficult. I wanted to leave a marriage. My ex-husband did not want me to leave. I told him we were getting divorced, that I wanted a divorce, and he was like, no, it's not happening. Don't agree with it. We can fix it. And we had done counseling before. We had done all kinds of things to try to save our marriage, and it just wasn't working. And I felt trapped and I needed to leave. I knew it was in my best interest. Everything in my body, my intuition was telling me I had to leave. And so that process from start to end was almost 4 to 5 years and so insanely difficult. The lawyers, the money problems, moving into an apartment, moving out of the neighborhood that I had been living with my children and my husband at the time. All of those things, the courts, the financial impact and the custody evaluator and the difficulty with my son who decided he was mad at me and didn't want to be around me. And I actually lost my son for a year where he decided he didn't want to see me anymore. And I didn't know how to fix things, but I knew in my core of who I am that I was doing what I had to do, the right thing. And it was so hard. I visualized my relationship with my kid. I visualized my happy life after divorce and being free. And I visualized every single day. And then it came down to the nitty-gritty, needing that custody evaluation to be over and indicate that this divorce had to just be over to be able to salvage the relationships with my kids for both of us, because having a guardian ad litem and constantly being in court, and it was draining all my money, draining all my ex's money. How is that good for a child? And I could not see the light at the end of the tunnel. Was I manifesting? Was I following my intuition? Yes. And was I getting through every single day? Yes, but it felt so difficult. Years later on the other side, now I can see how it all played out, but it wasn't fast. And time is that mechanism in all of this that makes it so much more difficult. It makes us feel like we're doing something wrong. It's not working. We can't see those little pivots that the universe is making to get us to that final spot where we're going to end up, where we've manifested everything. And it's frustrating, and it sunk me anyway, and made me feel like, oh my God, maybe I'm not good at this. Maybe these principles don't work. And I'm going to take it on the flip side for you. So I was working on manifesting a better relationship with someone very close to me in my life. And she is reluctant to have a relationship with me. There's lots of drama, and it's not an easy situation. So I went through my manifestation process, and I was visualizing, and I was doing all kinds of different kind of rituals for manifesting a better relationship where she would feel like I'm there for her and could see that I'm there for her and call me up and ask me for input on her life. And I did a practice in the morning. And then at about 8 o'clock that night, she called me up out of the blue on the phone to ask me a random question about what is the difference between making wine and making liquor. And so I explained to her the fermentation process and the distilling process, and we had a lovely conversation. And then over the next several days, there have been little touch points there. And it's like, okay, this is easy. This is showing up. And those little pivots I'm able to see. So what is it? Is it the fact that the importance isn't there? Is it the fact that in certain situations we're more in flow? We don't have a lot riding on it. I think personally it's all of those things bundled together. And that when we can see time is our friend, there are certain timelines and experiences we need to have for our spiritual development, for our human development, to be able to enjoy the things on the other side. If somebody handed you $1 billion today, what would you do with it? How would you invest it? How would you manage that? How would you manage the people flocking to you trying to get your money? All of those things. If we're not ready for that outcome and we don't, I'll use the term earn, I don't think that's the right word, but how can we deal with that output on the other side? And for so many things we're manifesting, we think, oh, I know how to handle it. It would be easy. But we are down here embedded in that very close, narrow view of what we want. And we can't see the high level view that the universe can. And so we need to be having fun with it. That is the number one thing I've learned through all of this. If you can't have fun on the journey, then the whole journey sucks and it's not worth any of it. And you should just take the pressure off, stop manifesting, and do something else. And so I really feel like I have shifted my whole perspective. This is fun. And I love seeing those little shifts. And every day before I go to bed, I think, okay, what shifted? What is showing up in my life? And where do I need to pivot? And what do I need to do? And following my intuition. And I just feel so inspired by that. And so I hope that you are feeling inspired by that too. And if you've had similar experiences where you've had fast manifestations and slow manifestations, and when you compare them and the journey, what have you gained from it? Was it the lessons that you had to learn? Was it the flow state you were in? And I think having that knowledge, having that understanding is really helpful. And how are you having fun in your manifestation process? I want to know that. Put that in the comments below. Make sure to like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you want to be notified whenever I post new videos. I hope you guys are doing amazing today, and I'll catch you next time.